Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. In this one, I'm gonna want to talk about a few of the quality of life improvements that we've seen implemented in our version recently in the most recent content patch, and just how to make the most out of these and how to customize some of the stuff that was implemented, so we can just get right into it. The very first one that I wanted to talk about is like kind of a pretty basic one, and that is the boss indicators. And this is something that everybody's been waiting for, something that we've seen in the Korean servers if you're watching some of the streamers who also play on Korea, and it was something that was very useful and everybody wanted to have this. And basically the boss indicators are just indicators that show the front and the back of the boss. This is so that people know how to position in order to do front attacks or back attacks depending on what their class requires. And this is something that's very helpful, especially for classes that rely on back attacks or have engravings such as Ambush Master, and it's going to help them maximize their uptime on the boss and maximize the potential of those engravings by knowing how to position with back attacks or front attacks. And this is very useful because throughout an encounter, bosses usually move around. There are a lot of bosses that have, you know, different turn mechanics and so on, and you don't always know where the back of the boss is because of the way the boss is turned. So having these indicators is actually really useful in terms of positioning and, as I was saying, maximizing the uptime on the boss. Now these are also customizable, so I just want to show you really quick how to customize them. You can just go to settings and gameplay, controls and display, and there's a whole section here for attack direction indicator, and you can pick the type of line that you want to have. I just had the standard one, but you can customize the type of line and see what it looks like. You can decide if you want to have a frontal attack line, if you want to have the back attack line. You can choose colors that are more suitable for you, and you can customize a lot of this from your controls and display. So you can play around with this as much as you want. You can go to a training room or the training area, spawn some bosses, see what works for you, what colors you prefer, and so on. And there's a lot of customization available. The only drawback from this that I noticed was when I was doing Argos. Whenever Argos has the dotted lines around him, whenever you need to balance DPS between Sun and Moon, it was kind of hard to see whenever the dotted line disappeared or whenever the timer ended, just because it was kind of overlapping with the indicators. Just try to have a look and see what colors work, and you know, customize it to your needs. The second quality of life improvement that I wanted to have a look at was this one, the task tracker. Now again, this is something that has been implemented in other regions for a while, and we've seen it, and it's something that people actually wanted to have. As you know, there are a bunch of external tools like Google Sheets and stuff like that to help you keep track of your progress on different alts, but now this has also been implemented in game, so we have it available without having to go to outside tools. And basically this is something that allows you to customize the tracking that you want to have on different characters for different tasks, and you have them, they're split between daily tasks and weekly tasks. And this is, as I was saying, it's highly customizable. You can choose what you want to have. If you want to track abyssal raids, dungeons, chaos dungeons, guardian raids, and so on. And this is something that you can customize for each of your characters, and that's a pretty important aspect, because for example, my character's 1437, so I can't really get any, or I'm restricted in terms of rewards from abyssal dungeons. So I chose not to track abyssal dungeon here because maybe sometimes I'm going to do it, maybe sometimes I'm not going to do it. It's just not something that I want to keep track of, because I can't get some of the rewards, so I can't get gold from it. Most of the time I'm not gonna do it. also, if I have characters who are not yet ready for Legion raids, I'm not tracking Legion raids on them. Or if I have characters who are not yet ready for Abyss raids, which is Argos, I'm not tracking Argos on them. So it's highly customizable. You can choose what you want to track, and it's, as I was saying, it's customizable for each character. So you can just make sure that you're only tracking what's necessary for that character. And it's really easy to customize. You just click on settings and just pick whatever things you want to track, and you're done for that character. So you can also keep track of rested experience here, and this is one of the more useful features for this improvement. Again, this is a very good update, a very good feature to have in game, and make sure you're taking advantage of this, and it's going to help you keep track of your characters without having to log in, log out, and so on. Now, the next feature that I wanted to talk about was the integrated dungeon. You can access this menu by pressing Alt-Q on your keyboard, or you can just go to Adventure and open it from here, Integrated Dungeon. And this is a very, very cool feature, and it allows you to queue up for different kinds of content without having to go to town. So you have Chaos Dungeons, Guardian Raids, Abyssal Dungeons, the Challenge Guardian Raid, which is recently introduced, Legion Raids, which are also recently introduced, and the Abyss Raid, which is currently Argos. So you can queue up for all of these without having to go to the boards in the main cities and queuing up from there. This is very cool. You can, just leave characters, park them in different various points of interest that you have, and this also just allows you to log in, just never move from there, just do all of your content from wherever your character is sitting. If you're, camping something or anything of the sort, you can just queue up from there. Again, as I was saying, this is really cool. It's very nice that you don't have to go back to town every time, and it's a very, very cool feature. And make sure you're using this, and remember to use it if you're not in town with one of your characters. And closely connected to this feature, I want to talk about the other feature, which is the integration of the presets into these different types of content. And let me just explain really quick how this works. Basically, I'm just going to go to settings here. So you have these integrated presets. We had these before, so you were able to do them before. But you have these integrated presets where you can select different types of skill presets. You can select different types of gear presets. You can select your tripods. You can select gem presets, card presets, and so on and so forth. And you can just make an integrated preset. So highly customizable gear and skill presets for different types of content. The cool part about this feature is that you can select one of the two integrated presets for this kind of content that you're doing. And what this means is that whenever you're going to queue up for this kind of content, either through matchmaking or just queuing up yourself, it's going to automatically load that preset. So you don't have to change your skills. You don't have to change your gear if you need different type of kind of gear. So you don't have to change anything if you've already customized your preset and you've made sure that you have all of the stuff that you need for that kind of content. So you can select different kinds of presets for different kinds of activities that you're doing, and you never have to worry about selecting the correct skill set and so on ever again. And if you're going in deeper into this and you're also customizing gems and you're also customizing gear and so on, again, it really saves you a lot of time because you don't have to change anything, any gear or any gems or any cards, or depending on the content that you're doing. And one example that I have about this, I'm not doing this yet just because I don't want to invest in it, but one way that I could use this is if I want to make a new gear set. For example, I want to play like a DPS paladin whenever I'm doing Chaos Dungeons, right? I haven't invested in this yet because I would need to spend Phaon and so on for accessories, but maybe at some point down the line I'm going to do it. So I'm going to have different engravings here. Maybe I'm going to go for Grudge and Cursed Doll or something. So I'm going to have different engravings, completely different accessories, a different stone and so on. So I can save that in a different preset, something that's separate from the preset that I'm currently playing as a support. I can save that in a different preset, and then whenever I'm going to select that preset for different types of content, it's gonna automatically change my gear, and it's gonna put me into that gear set, and then it's gonna put me in that it's gonna, you know, equip those accessories and that stone and those engravings and so on. And so this makes it a very, very cool feature. You can customize it endlessly, and you can just, you know, help yourself by not, you know, having to remember every time you're going into a chaos dungeon or every time you're going into a guardian raid that you need to change your skill set. So make sure you're using this. I'm sure that everybody has at least once gone back in a guardian raid because they forgot to change their skill set to group content or boss content. So this is gonna make sure, or help you make sure that you never have to do that again. This was it for this video. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you're gonna use all of these features, and you know, this is something that's gonna improve your gameplay experience. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you're dropping a like and a subscribe if that's something that you want to do. You can also find me sometimes live on Twitch if you want to come hang around. And until next time, peace.